I gotta tell you, the prospect of moving sucks. I mean, it's one of the most stressful things you could go through in life. And we're about to move an entire commercial building with 14 years of clutter and nastiness to our new place, while simultaneously remodeling a brand new 30,000 square foot building. All in the next 3 weeks. It's gonna be crazy. However, what we thought would be one of the hardest things we've ever had to go through has really turned out to be a great, cool learning experience. So we've been designing and planning this new facility for over 2 months. But now that we closed on the property, the real work begins. We have to take those 2D designs on paper and transform them into a fully operational reality. Jason and Steve are placing tape on the warehouse floor to show how all of the departments and the individual workstations for the entire shop will look in real life. All right, so we're saying this green line right here, from here over, is about 6,500, 7,000 square feet, nothing but wraps. And then from this line back is nothing but media one. Kid night, man, this place is giant. This is huge because we can immediately see any problems that we missed on paper and identify any possible choke points in our daily workflow.
I think, what did you end up, 20 by 25?
Nope, after we saw it, we went with 22 by 22.
22 by 22 for each guy to have their workstation, their table, their welders, all their tools.
Because the router table is gonna go there, right? And this just stays open so I can lift, forklift, boom, 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 put it on the table, slide it right over there. It comes off the table, it goes into the sanding department. We called in our friend JT from Premium Painters in Orlando to see what a monumental task it would be to paint the new facility. Rick and I were just looking at painting the offices to start and then painting the warehouse down the road. But JT convinced us that now was the ideal time to paint the entire 30,000 square foot warehouse while it was completely empty. Man, I think Sherwin-Williams is gonna run out of paint to get this place done.
Rick and I were real curious about the electrical configuration of the new building. We require a lot of power for our equipment, and this panel lets me know that we do not have 220. Even though it says 220 right on the box, you can never trust the label.
Trying to see where the three-phase power is coming from that we're going to need for the router table in the back corner. Getting pictures of the power, show to our electrician so he knows what we got available here. Make sure we can run all the machines that we have, which I don't think that's going to be a problem by the way it looks of all this.
We gotta figure out what we're gonna do with these floors, what we're gonna do with getting all these cobwebs and stuff out of here, but other than that, it's not too bad. Our detailed planning, countless revisions, and numerous meetings with our staff about what they wanted to see in their future workspaces are now over. We only have about 3 weeks to get this place ready to move in and our old shop cleaned out. There's a ton of work ahead of us and we are pumped to get started.
But before anything happens, it's obvious what Dale's first priority is.
There's a lot of creepy crawlies still alive out there. They're pretty big. They're just crawling around. They built their whole little house nest craziness all over the place up there, and they're everywhere. Oh, it's gross. There's dead bugs in the webs. Spiders crawling around everywhere. The plan is to have all the power coming down to each station for the fabricators. I mean, that's great, but I'm just worried that they're gonna have a nice little freeway for all the spiders to climb down to them. There'll be a couple of guys maybe crawling down some wires, scaring the fabricators when they get in here.
So we're getting ready to move to the new shop, and one of the things that we're not taking with us is our old tables. Our old tables are wood, some of them sag in the middle, most of them are made with 4x4s. So what we're doing is building these aluminum tables out of 4x6 and 4x4 1/4-inch thick aluminum. Each table probably would hold about 1,200 pounds. Now we're gonna have dead straight flat tables, and all 6 stations will have 2 tables, and everybody will be happy. Plus, they're up on casters in case you wanna move them. And it doesn't end with the workstation tables. We're building carts for carrying large sheets of metal and acrylic for the router table, and various sanding tables. All of our equipment is going to be on wheels because to be 5S, we have to be able to move everything from workstation to workstation as each individual needs it. But the flagship addition to the new shop will be the 40-foot cutting table that Robert is building, and 2 saws back to back in the middle of this giant workstation. But this did not come without controversy. Apparently, when Dale was being interviewed for the progress on the move, the producer pointed out the saw table that we were building.
Everything's going good. The guys are painting everything up.
Can't believe the size of that
That's
cutting
good.
table.
The what?
The cutting table. That is going to be cool.
What the hell is that?
That's one half of the cutting table.
God, dog, I haven't even seen that thing. That's wild.
Yeah.
Whew.
Okay.
Suddenly, Rick and Dale had amnesia, said they never knew that the table was going to be that big. Everybody talked about it, and all of a sudden, they don't remember.
They seriously acted like they had no idea.
I had no idea we were building an aircraft carrier size table.
Once I saw it built, I kind of realized, damn, this thing is big.
Steve and Robert are not allowed to build anything without me seeing the drawings first.
Well, last week, Rick and Dale were walking through the new building and they just happened to be wearing microphones. Take a listen.
So the chop saw is going to be that damn big?
Well, the table for it, yeah.
Awesome. I love that it's that long. That's perfect. And it goes down to here. And down this middle aisle here is a double-sided chop saw table. Runs 40 feet, runs 40 feet, runs 40 feet.
Busted. They knew the whole time.
Dude, I had no idea that table was that big. I don't care what those guys say, I had no idea.
Of course, there's the other side of the coin. They're both getting older.
Do I think Rick paid attention to the plans early on? Hell no.
Well, the truth is I really didn't pay attention till the end when it was too late to change it. Once Ricky removed all the cobwebs for Dale and Debbie, JT and his paint team went to work. I just found out something new the past couple of weeks is they use a paint called dry fall on the ceiling. When they spray it, before it gets 2 or 3 feet away from the ceiling, it's dry. When it hits the ground, you can sweep it up so we don't get sticky stuff all over everything. Freaking amazing. It does look like a winter wonderland in here. Yeah, no, Debbie might actually come back in the shop now that the spiders are gone. I still had to run the shop and get our current project completed and out the door, so Tim was appointment on the renovations to offices as well as to the warehouse.
This is quite an undertaking. We have several contractors working on the remodel, but there's still a lot of work that we're doing ourselves. And the accelerated timeline, that's just an added bonus. The renovation of this building was a lot more involved than we initially thought, but the biggest nightmare of the whole job were the bathrooms. They were absolutely disgusting. When we pulled the wall covering off, there was mold and mildew everywhere. Stunk to high hell. We tore all the drywall down, took out all the insulation, retreated all the wood with mold killer, and replaced it with cement board.
Here's Timmy.
Every now and then you gotta let out a little aggression. That's the way to do it.
Go over here. Oh, Jesus. Hey, not like that. Come on down. Oh, trying to kill me.
Our final massive move was happening in just 3 weeks. But each day, we moved the smaller stuff over to the new shop to get a jump on things. The wrap guys were incredible getting stuff packed up and moved over to the new place. They were straight beasts. Like the Energizer Bunny, they just kept going and going and going. The biggest challenge for them, though, was getting their wrap booth broken down from the old shop and then set up and ready to go at the new shop. It's a difficult assembly, but everyone pitched in, and Pete, Lumpy, Alex, and Anton got it done. But once we saw it set up and saw how close it was to the overhead electric and relative to everything else in the shop, we realized it would work better if we moved it a little. But that had a domino effect on everything else. Why can't we do 22 by 20 foot spaces? I know it squeezes a little bit, but that's still a massive space.
Where's the router table going in?
There, this way.
We got enough room to swing the forklift in to put material on the rack?
The booth is 34, you gotta have 4 feet, so 38 feet. We need more, I'd say at least 4 feet on each space. Moving that wrap booth 6 feet this way changed everything we had planned for the shop. We've been working on the layout of the shop for 2 months. We just moved that over 6 feet and we had to replan everything. But now it's better.
Hey Tom, you gotta come check out my new desk. And there is my new desk.
Like everyone in the company, Rick and I had jobs to do at the old office that was still up and running. And then we would come over at lunchtime or at the end of the day to check out the progress, help organize the layout, and get updates from Tim on the contractors and the renovation process.
That's looking good, man. I like that color.
Yep.
Ooh, this is my new office. Now, you will never, ever see it this nasty again. Well, we got stuff everywhere. People in my bathroom. That's got to stop. Hey, man, you're in the boss's bathroom. What? You're in the boss's bathroom.
Yeah, we got nothing else in this building, but we got a snack machine and sodas. We're good. As long as Tim's got his Mountain Dew, he's good to go.
This is where I'm going to stand in the morning with my coffee and ponder life. That should be fun.
So yeah, I don't know if you noticed that the one major piece of where it's going to go right. That's why we had to build this wall out to have this little alcove here.
Does he have to pose for that statue, or are they just taking off
Oh
on
no,
pictures?
this guy in Italy is carving a piece of marble for that right now.
Look at our brand new blue tables. Man, this place is going to look amazing once we get it all set up. The fabrication tables will be an incredible improvement to the shop. Not only do they look phenomenal, they're super strong and they move so easily, giving the fabricators much more flexibility in setting up their individual workstations.
Your office is a little sparse, but it's better than the cardboard box.
It is better than a cardboard box. My computer's a little smaller though.
It's really crazy when you plan something for so long, because as you're working on it, everything seems to move so slow. But as you get closer to the finish, the pace picks up, and before you know it, it's almost done. I'm so excited.
Big effing hammer, man. Always works.
It's really cool because we got the whole crew here working on this building, and then we got the install crew up in Wisconsin installing that big Amazon location.
Those are 6.5 foot tall letters. It's an 80 foot tall building. It looks freaking small up there. So we're rocking and rolling, man. They'll be done with that. Dale's a funny guy. The things that drive him crazy. Take, for instance, a new vending machine.
Oh yeah, sitting right there. I told him come get that thing.
What's the matter with it?
It looks like somebody brought it here from the flea market in 1992. You know, it's a brand new service. Come in here, we ask him for a new machine. Comes in and brings this thing, dirty all on the bottom. Look inside, you got roach tracks up in there. It's all, and everybody's like, oh, I can't eat my zingers cold. I'm like, what do you mean cold? They're like, it's in there with the sodas. So it's so.
I'm gonna get malaria.
I'm like, dude, we need to make.
I'm getting malaria from that.
Yeah, Rick's like, I had some Lays today and they were cold. I didn't break a tooth. I don't know. Something else that drove me crazy were these ugly doors in the warehouse. But Tim came up with a really cool idea. Instead of just replacing the old doors with new doors, like anybody else would, he glued a sheet of dye bond on the old door with a custom 3M wrap that Jason designed to identify each of the offices. Tim really kicked ass on this one. Now that's an office door. Well, everybody, here we are finally in the new shop. We've painted all the ceilings and the walls, and we've gotten the floors cleaned up. And now for weeks, we've been laying out these tape lines on our floor, trying to design how the flow of the shop is gonna go. And now that we're starting to put product and tables and things on the floor, everything's coming along really well. We're really starting to see it come to life and how everything's gonna be organized, color-coded, and really beautiful out here on the floor. The fabrication area here, we're not done with it. We still got a lot of more stuff to put on the floor, but it's really coming along nice. The wrap area here is looking good. The floors are clean. We're putting our air-conditioned wrap booth in here. It's really coming together. We still got a lot of work to do. We've got about 3 or 4 days until Monday when we all 30 of us plan on being here and working on Monday. So still got a lot to do, but we're making great progress.